Jai Hind students, welcome to the physics class. I hope all of you are fine at your home. Today we are going to discuss relation between current and drift velocity. How the current and drift velocity are related to one another. So let me explain this. How these two physical quantities are related to one another. Let us consider a cylindrical conductor. So what I am having a conductor which is in the form of wire, and wire is also cylindrical. So I have considered a cylindrical conductor, and this cylindrical conductor, it is connected to a battery. Let us say this is a battery and this is the key, right? So when it is switched on, what happens? There is flow of current I and flow of current I in the circuit. If L is the length of the conductor, L is the length of the conductor, and A is the area of cross section. L is the length, A is the area of cross section. Let us say if I consider an electron here, where that electron will move, electron will be attracted by positive terminal. So electron, it will move in this direction with the velocity called the drift velocity. Right? And what is the direction of electric field? The direction of electric field is opposite to the direction of drift velocity that we have done in the drift velocity. Right? Now, let L be the length of conductor, A be area of cross section, I is current, E is electric field, and Vd is the drift velocity of the electron. Here, let N represents a term. This term is called the number density. Number density means number of electrons present per unit volume. We have done density in grade 11, that is mass per unit volume, and number density means number of the electrons per unit volume. Alright? So, what will be its SI unit? So, let me write this: number of electrons. What is this? Number of electrons divided by volume. So, N represents the number density, that is the number of electrons per unit volume. If capital N, what this is? Number of free electrons. Here free would be better. Number of free electrons. So this N, it will be equal to total number of free electrons divided by volume. Volume is area multiplied by the length. So what I got? I got N equals to small n A n. Small n A n. Now, what is the charge? Charge of n electrons? It is Ne, where E is the magnitude of charge on the electron. So it can be in place of n, I am writing small n, number density Al multiplied by the E. Now, time taken by electron to move from one end of conductor to other end, of conductor. Let us say this time is t, and formula of the time is distance upon time. So this length is L, and what is here? Speed is Vd, drift speed is Vd. So I can say time T equals to L over Vd. Right? Now current, it is charge upon time. So what is charge? N A L E, and what is time? L upon Vd. This L get cancelled. So what can I say? N A E. This is the reciprocal in denominator, so it will be shifted to numerator. So I can say the current, it equals to N E A V D. So what this is the current flowing through a conductor whose area of cross section is A and whose drift velocity is V D. Right? So this is the relation between current and the drift velocity. Now there are a very few important points. Let's discuss those important points. Some important points about drift velocity for your board's examination. Important point about drift velocity. First point is drift velocity, it equals to minus E upon m into t. What is t here? T is relaxation time. Let us see, this is the conductor whose length is L and area of cross section is A. Right? So what I am saying is that electron is moving from one end to other end in the presence of electric field E. Now question is, what is relation between drift velocity and the length? Now if I take its magnitude, it will be Vd equal to E upon m multiplied by t. I know that E, it equals to V upon m. Electric field is equal to the negative of potential gradient. Here again negative sign indicates the sign, so I am neglecting the negative sign here. So E equals to V by L. So let me put here. So what I will get? I will get Vd equals to E in place of capital E, I will write V by L m t. What does it mean? It means that drift velocity is inversely proportional to length. More is the length, more will be drift velocity. What is the second point that you have to keep in your mind is this: how does drift velocity, it depends on the area of cross section. We have done I equals to NEAVD. If current is constant, then NE is also constant, because N is number density, it depends on the material. For copper it is something length and temperature, and E charge on the electron, it remains the same. So I can say A product of area and drift velocity is also constant. So what can I say? That drift velocity is inversely proportional to area of cross section. Right? More is the area of cross section, lesser will be the drift velocity for a given current. Third point is I equals to NEAVD. For a given conductor, what does it mean? Its length and area of cross section are same. I is directly proportional to drift velocity. More is the current, more will be the drift velocity. So these are the points that you have to keep in your mind. So now let's move to one formula that we will use in numerical, and you have studied in your grade 11. What is that? Thermal speed. Thermal speed, it is given by under root 3 kT over m, where k is Boltzmann constant and m is the mass. What is the value of the Boltzmann constant? 1.38 10 to the power minus 23 joule per Kelvin. This is joule per Kelvin. Right? And thermal speed of electrons, it is of the order of 10 to the power 5 meter per second. And drift velocity, it is of the order of 10 to the power minus 4 meter per second. Now question arises, it is very important question. Drift velocity of electrons is very small, then why a bulb glows instantly when switched on? When we switch on, what happens? The bulb glows, but the drift velocity is very, very small. What is the answer? Answer to this question is that, let us say this is the conductor and electrons are moving from this end to the other end in the presence of electric field in this direction. If I say that there is a wire whose length is 1 meter, then how much time electron will take in reaching from A to B? Time will be 10 to the power 4 second. If you will convert it into the meter, into the hours, it will be more than it will be approximately 3 hours. 10,800 means second means 3 hours. It will be approximately 3 hours. But when you switch on, what happens? When we switch on, it doesn't take 3 hours for the bulb to glow. What is the reason? So let me tell you the reason. This was about the question, explanation of question. Let me tell you. Reason behind this is a conductor which is given. When we connect this conductor to a battery, what happens? Electric field is set up in the whole conductor. Let us say electric field, it is set up in the whole conductor, and this electric field moves with the speed of light from one end to other end, and which forces the electrons to drift from all parts of the conductor. If electron is here, again it will be drifted from this electric field, and if electron is here, again it will be drifted to the electric field. So in this way, current is set up instantly as soon as we switch on the circuit. As soon as we close the circuit, what happens? Current is set up in the circuit. I am repeating this again. As soon as when we close the circuit, an electric field is set up with the speed of light, which forces all electrons to drift, right? So as a result, current is set up instantly. So this was the reason behind this. Now let us do a question which is based on the drift velocity. It is an NCERT question. So let us do that. And challenging question. What is given? We are given calculate the average drift speed of conduction electrons in a copper wire of cross section 1 into 10 to the power minus 7 meter square. Let us say we are given a copper wire, right? This is the copper wire, and its area of cross section is 1 into 10 to the power minus 7 meter square. This is a copper wire whose area of cross section is 1 into 10 to the power minus 7 meter square. It is carrying a current of 1.5 ampere. There is a current of 1.5 ampere, and again says that assume each copper atom, it contributes roughly 1 conduction electron. If there are 100 copper atoms, each copper atom will contribute 1 free electron. So there will be 100 free electrons. The density of the copper, it says that the density of the copper is 9,000 kilogram per meter cube, and its atomic mass is, is 63.5 atomic mass unit. What it says, alright? So what I have to do? I have to calculate the drift velocity. Second is I have to compare drift velocity with thermal speed of electrons. With thermal speed of electrons at ordinary room temperature. And second is I have to compare drift velocity with speed of electric field. Speed of electric field. So let us do this question. Now solution. Area of cross section is given, current is given, and I have to calculate drift speed. Now we have done two formulas of drift velocity. One is EEM multiplied by T, T is relaxation time. Another is I equals to NEAVD. Which formula can be fitted into the given question? I think second formula can be fitted, because I am having E, A, and this I have to calculate this. Only the problem is N for me. Can I calculate N from the given data? Let's solve it. Now we are given area is 1 into 10 to the power minus 7 meter square. Current is 1.5 ampere. Density given to be 9000 kilogram per meter cube, and mass of copper atom 63.2. So let's calculate the N that I discussed with you, that we have to calculate the N. Now N is the number density. What does the N means? N means number of free electrons per unit volume. When I say per unit volume, so let's talk in terms of the number. So if I say N as the number of free electrons in 1 meter cube volume, it means the same. So let us calculate N. Now what we are given? We are given mass of a copper atom is 63.5 atomic mass unit. So what does it mean? It means that 63.5 gram of copper, it is equal to Avogadro number, that is 6.022 10 to the power 23 copper atoms. If I ask, and if I write in terms of SI system, I can say 63.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 kilogram of copper, it equals to the same number of the atom, that is 6.022 10 to the power 23 copper atom. If I ask 90,000 kilogram of copper, how many atoms are present in it? Very simple, 6.022 10 to the power 23 divided by 63.5 10 to the power minus 3 multiplied by 90,000. So if you solve this, it will be 8.5 into 10 to the power 28 copper atoms. So here I am saying density is 90,000 kilogram per meter cube, and in 90,000 kilogram of 9,000, no, 90,000, so write it 9,000. So 9,000 kilogram of copper, it means its volume is 1 meter cube. So I can say 1 meter cube of copper, it means 8.5 10 to the power 28 copper atoms. Right? So one meter cube of copper is 8.5 10 to the power 28 copper atoms. So, and it is given that one copper atom contributes one free electrons. So how many free electrons are in? So number of free electrons in 1 meter cube is equal to 8.5 into 10 to the power 28 free electrons. So these are the number of electrons, free electrons present, and I know that I equals to NEA multiplied by drift velocity, and current is given to be 1.5 ampere, and I have just calculated 8.5 10 to the power 28 multiplied by charge on the electron is 1.6 10 to the power minus 19, and area is 10 to the power minus 7, and I have to calculate the drift velocity. From here, if I calculate the drift velocity, it will be 1.1 10 to the power minus 3 meter per second, that is 1.1 millimeter per second. So this is the drift velocity of electrons in copper under the given conditions. So you can see that drift velocity is depending on this area of cross section. If this area of cross section will be more, drift velocity will become less. So let us move further. Second part is in B part. What I have to do? I have to compare drift velocity with the thermal speed of electron. Now thermal speed of the electron I am representing by VTH, thermal speed of electron. It is given by under root 3 kT over m. It is 3 into what is Boltzmann constant? 1.53 into 10 to the power minus 23. And what is the mass of electron? 9.1 10 to the power minus 31. If you will solve this, it will come of the order of, this is 4.5 and it is approximately 9, so it will be 1 by 2 under root. So when you will solve, it will be of the order of 10 to the power 5 meter per second. Calculation that you can do your own. So what is the ratio of drift velocity and the thermal velocity? the ratio is 10 to the power 1.1 into 10 to the power minus 3, and here 10 to the power 5. It is approximately 10 to the power minus 8. And in its second part, the speed of electric field VE, it is of the order of speed of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Right? I have to compare with the drift velocity. So drift velocity to the ratio speed of electric field. Drift velocity is 1.1, 10 to the minus 3, 1.1 millimeter per second, and here 3 into 10 to the power 8. So it will be approximately 10 to the power minus 11. So you can say how much small is the drift velocity, right? So you have to do this question, and with this question you have a idea how to calculate the number density, right? So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.